I read $100 million offers for you, and here are the 6 biggest lessons I learned reading this book that helped me build a $1 million offer in my business. So if you want to know step by step how to create an offer in your business that gets you more sales than you know what to do with, watch this video because I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So let's not waste any time and dive right into these lessons. Lesson 1 is pick a winning market. And this is so important because the market you pick has the biggest impact on how easy your offer is to sell. So we need to start here. And if you don't believe me, just look at what happened during COVID-19 with the toilet paper shortage. People were selling normal toilet paper rolls for $100 a pop with no compelling offer and selling out almost overnight because of the market they were in. So we have to make sure we spend time to pick the right market because the right market makes selling our offer incredibly easy. And if we pick a bad market, selling our offer is almost impossible. Now, Alex mentions there's 4 indicators he looks for when picking a winning market. The first indicator is massive pain. So your market must have a massive pain that you can solve with your offer. The more pain your market has, the more desire they have in buying your offer, because the reason someone buys anything is to solve a pain they face. The second indicator is purchasing power, meaning your market needs to be able to afford your offer at a worthwhile price, because you can have the best offer in the world, but if you're selling to broke college kids with no money, it's probably going to be hard for you to make sales. The third indicator is easy to target. Your market has to be easy for you to target and get your offer in front of, because if finding your target customers is like finding a needle in a haystack, it's probably not the best market for you to be in. And the fourth and final indicator is it's growing, because if your market is growing, it acts as a tailwind and makes everything easier in your business. So those are the 4 indicators of a winning market. So now let me show you how I use these indicators to find a winning market for my marketing agency to really drive this home. So again, the first indicator is massive pain, and the pain my agency solves for business owners is helping them get more sales, because if a business owner isn't getting enough sales, they're in massive pain, because without sales, their business dies. So they're willing to do whatever it takes to solve that pain point. The second indicator is purchasing power. So instead of targeting any business owner, I only targeted business owners doing over $500,000 a year in revenue because I knew they'd have the budget to afford premium marketing services and they'd stay with me for a long time if I did a good job. The third indicator is easy to target. So business owners doing over $500,000 a year in revenue are extremely easy to target on marketing platforms like Facebook ads and organic content platforms. So it was very easy for me to put my offer in front of them. And the fourth indicator is it's growing. And in the US alone, there were over 5.5 million new businesses started. So business owners are a growing market that isn't going to shrink anytime soon. And because the market I chose had those 4 indicators, it was very easy for me to get customers once I created my Grand Slam offer, which I'm going to show you how to do in this video, so don't worry. But for now, make sure when you pick a market, it has the 4 indicators of massive pain, purchasing power, easy to target, and growing. And if you do this, it's going to be much easier for you to sell your offer. Lesson 2 is understand the value equation. And this is probably the biggest lesson I learned from this book. And I truly believe if you just understand the value equation, you'll never struggle to make money in your business. Now, in order to understand how to make a compelling offer, you first must understand how to create value. Because the reason someone fundamentally buys your offer is because they believe the value they're getting from your offer is far greater than the price they're paying for it. And the best offers have a massive price to value discrepancy, meaning the value of their offer is so much greater than the price of it that it seems like a steal. And the way you create value in any offer is by understanding the value equation. And the value equation shows the 4 variables that create value in any offer. If your offer nails these 4 variables, you can get people to buy your offer effortlessly at premium prices. So I'll give you a high-level overview of the value equation first, and then we'll break it down in more detail and go through an example. So at the top of the equation, we have the dream outcome and the perceived likelihood of achievement. And your goal is to increase both of these variables. And at the bottom half of the equation, we have the perceived time delay and perceived effort and sacrifice. And your goal is to decrease both of these variables. So let's break down each one of these variables, starting with the first one, which is the dream outcome. And the dream outcome is the ideal outcome your customer wants to achieve buying your product. And that dream outcome is typically going to be related to one of the 3 core human desires of improving wealth, health, or relationships. And your job is to show how your offer can get them their dream outcome. The second variable is the perceived likelihood of achievement. And this is how likely your customer believes your offer will get them their dream outcome. The more certainty they have, the higher chance they'll buy it. That's why we tend to buy products that have lots of reviews, because we believe it'll give us a higher chance of giving us the outcome we want. The third variable is perceived time delay. This is the time between a client buying and receiving the promised benefit and outcome. The shorter the distance between when they purchase to receiving that value and outcome, the more valuable your service is. That's why people pay premium pricing for things like Amazon Prime, because it's faster. The fourth and final variable is perceived effort and sacrifice. So this is the perceived effort someone has to put into your offer to get the outcome they want. The less effort and sacrifice someone has to put in to get that outcome, the more valuable your offer is. That's why people pay thousands of dollars for things like liposuction instead of getting a $30 a month gym membership. So now that you understand the variables of the value equation, let me show you how I applied the value equation to my agency offer that I scaled to over 6 figures a month in revenue. So for the dream outcome, my offer promised to make business owners a minimum of $30,000 in sales for our initial 8-week engagement, because the dream outcome all business owners want is more sales. So I promised a big outcome of $30,000 in sales in a specific time period, which was an 8-week engagement. For perceived likelihood of achievement, I did 2 things to increase the certainty business owners had that my offer would deliver their dream outcome. The first thing is I created a performance-based offer where clients would only pay me if I got them the result of making more sales. And by having a performance-based offer, clients had increased certainty I could deliver results, because they think if he's confident enough to do it on performance, he can probably get results. And secondly, I showed lots of testimonials from my clients in my marketing to show proof that I've gotten results for people who are just like them. And by doing those 2 things, I increased the perceived likelihood of achievement. Now for perceived time delay, instead of getting clients to sign a 12-month contract like all the other agencies, I made my offer 8 weeks long, where the goal was to make my clients as much sales as possible in 8 weeks. And by having a specific time frame of 8 weeks, clients perceived they would get results much faster compared to being in a long-term contract. And finally, for perceived effort and sacrifice, I created a done-for-you offer, meaning we would do all the work for the client. So that way, the client didn't have to put in any extra effort on their end, making the offer a lot more appealing, especially since I was going after successful business owners who didn't have a lot of time on their hands. And because my offer had those 4 components of the value equation, I was able to effortlessly sell it and sign hundreds of clients. So when you're creating offers, always look through the lens of the value equation. You want to make sure you're promising a big dream outcome that people want, and you show how there's a high likelihood of achievement that you can deliver that outcome. You reduce the perceived time it takes them to experience it, and you make sure there's minimal effort and sacrifice on their end to get that outcome. And if you nail those 4 things, you'll have an offer that's so valuable and compelling, people will do whatever it takes to buy it. Lesson 3 is create your offer deliverables. So now that you understand the value equation, the next step is to create the actual deliverables of what you're going to include in your offer. And this is the meat and potatoes of creating your offer. And Alex has a 4-step process to follow to figure out what to include in your offer. So step number 1 is you identify the dream outcome. Step number 2 is you list the problems people face getting that outcome. Then step number 3 is you create your solution delivery vehicles. So these are the things that we include in our offer to solve those problems. And these can either be do-it-yourself solutions, done-with-you solutions, or done-for-you solutions. And then step number 4 is we trim and stack, meaning we trim the delivery vehicles that provide the lowest value to our customer, and we keep the delivery vehicles that provide the highest value to the customer, and ideally at the lowest cost for us to fulfill. So let's go through how I did this to create a winning offer for my agency. So step number 1 is the dream outcome. And the dream outcome my customers wanted is they wanted more sales from their marketing. Then step number 2 is we list out all the problems. And because I had my agency for a while at this point, I knew there were really only 4 core problems clients ran into when it came to getting sales from their marketing. The first problem is they're not getting enough traffic and visitors. The second problem is their conversion rate isn't high enough. The third problem is they're not making enough profit per customer. And the fourth problem is they don't know what's happening with their marketing. So then once I know those problems, step number 3 is we list solution delivery vehicles. So to solve the problem problem of not getting enough traffic, my offer included done-for-you Facebook ads management to drive traffic. To solve the problem of a low conversion rate, my offer included done-for-you conversion rate optimization to increase conversion rate on websites and landing pages. And to solve the problem of not making enough profit per customer, my offer included done-for-you retention marketing to increase customer lifetime value. And finally, to solve the problem of I don't know what's happening with my marketing, my offer provided weekly one-on-one calls and a private Slack channel for communication to go over marketing performance. And then step number 4 is we trim and stack. Now in my offer, I didn't really need to trim or remove anything. I kept my delivery solutions all done for you because I knew that's what my clients wanted and that would be easiest for me to sell in the beginning. Now, was this the most scalable offer? Not at all, but this allowed me to get momentum and sales, because what Alex recommends is when creating your offer, you want to follow the process of getting flow first, then monetizing flow, and then adding friction. Meaning, instead of worrying about creating an offer that's super scalable, focus on creating an offer that's super valuable to your ideal customer and easy for you to sell, because this will allow you to generate demand for your offer, which creates flow, and then you can turn that demand into sales, which allows you to monetize that flow. And then once you have sales and cash flow coming in, you can add friction by removing parts of your offer that aren't scalable or that your customers don't really care about. So that's what I did, and it worked great because those deliverables in my offer made it really easy for me to sell my offer and generate cash flow. So to create your offer deliverables, all you have to do is identify your dream outcome, list out all the problems your customers face getting that outcome, then create delivery solution vehicles that overcome each of those problems, and finally trim and stack those solutions until you're left with the highest value deliverables that solve those problems. And if you do that, you're going to be left with an irresistible offer that people want to buy. Lesson 4 is enhance your offer with guarantees. The single greatest objection for any offer being sold is risk. Risk being if your customer buys your offer, it doesn't do what it's supposed to do for them. So reversing that risk is the number one way to increase conversion rate on your offer. And the best way to reverse that risk is by creating a really strong, compelling guarantee. And Alex mentions that experienced marketers spend as much time on their guarantee as they do on their offer deliverables. Like, that's how important a good guarantee is. And there's 3 types of guarantees you can create for your offer. The first type is an unconditional guarantee. So this is a guarantee with no conditions attached. So for example, if a client buys your product and for any reason they're not satisfied, they can get their money back, no questions asked. And this is the strongest type of guarantee because it's almost like a free trial. The second type of guarantee is a conditional guarantee. This means there's terms and conditions your customer must meet to qualify for that guarantee. And this works best when you know what actions your clients needs to take to be successful with your offer, and you make completing those actions the conditions to qualify for your guarantee. That way both of your interests are aligned. And the third type of guarantee are implied guarantees. So these are performance-based offers where it's implied you're going to get results. So think of offers that are revenue share or profit share offers. Now, whatever type of guarantee you choose, you want to make sure you stand by it and you hit it hard in your marketing. For example, here's how I created my guarantee for my offer in my agency. I knew the biggest fear business owners have when they hire an agency is the fear of losing money and not getting an ROI on what they paid for. So I created a 10x ROI guarantee where I promised clients they would get a minimum 10x ROI on my fee or they don't pay. And at the time, my fee was $3,000. So they were guaranteed to make at least $30,000 in additional revenue during our first engagement. And it was a conditional guarantee, meaning in order to qualify for that guarantee, the client had to give us access to everything we needed and they had to run all the tests and plays we want to run. Because we knew as long as we got access to everything we needed from the client and they let us run all the tests we wanted to run, we could fulfill on that guarantee, so we made those the conditions. And this guarantee allowed me to close hundreds of clients from my agency because it reduced all of the risk for them to buy compared to all the other agencies that forced them to pay up front. So I'd highly recommend creating a guarantee for your offer that reduces most, if not all, of the risk for your customer to buy. And to do that, find the biggest fear your customers have buying your offer and create a guarantee that overcomes that fear. And you can either create an unconditional guarantee, a conditional guarantee, or an implied guarantee. And if you're wondering what guarantee I'd recommend to start, for most of you, I'd start with the conditional guarantee, as it allows you to protect yourself by putting conditions to qualify for the guarantee while still reducing the risk for your customer to buy, so everyone wins. Lesson 5 is charge so much it hurts. So now that you have your offer created, how much money should you charge for it? According to Alex, you want to charge so much money it hurts. Because Alex believes that premium pricing is not only a smart business decision, but a moral one. And the reason he believes this is because of the concept he calls the virtuous cycle of price. And what the virtuous cycle of price is when you charge more money, your clients get better results because they're more emotionally invested because they paid more money, and they perceive your offer as more valuable because higher price communicates higher value. And most importantly, because you have premium pricing, you have extra profit left over to reinvest and make your product better and better. So premium pricing creates a flywheel of growth and improvement. Now, if you lower your pricing, you end up being in the vicious cycle of pricing. And this is not where you want to be, because the vicious cycle of pricing means the less money you charge for your offer, the worse your client results are because they're not emotionally invested and they don't value your product because it's cheap. And because it's cheap, you don't have enough profit left over to reinvest and improve your product. So you continue selling a mediocre or shitty product that no one wants to buy. So that's why it's so important to charge a premium. Now, what's key here is you don't want to just charge a premium price and have a shitty product. You need to make sure the value you're providing is significantly higher than the price you're charging for it, so it's still a great deal for your customers. For example, my agency offer, I charge $3,000 for the initial 8-week engagement and $24,000 for a long-term engagement if they want to continue. Now, this wasn't super premium pricing, as their agency is charging a hell of a lot more than that, but this price point was premium enough where it gave me the margins to be able to acquire new customers profitably and reinvest into talent to improve my product. And since then, I've increased my pricing, where now I have clients paying me $10,000 to $50,000 a month for my marketing services, which might seem like a lot of money, but they get 10 times that in value because I'm able to reinvest that extra profit to hire the best talent available. So that way I have the virtuous cycle of price on my side. So the key takeaway here is when it comes to pricing, charge a premium. It's going to allow you to do things that no one else can do and make your customers more successful. And by charging a premium, you're going to have the virtuous cycle of pricing on your side, where you make more profit, you get better customer results, and you can scale faster. Lesson 6 is commodity offers versus grand slam offers. So now that you've completed your offer, the last step is to review your offer and make sure you have a grand slam offer and not a commodity offer. And here's what I mean. A commodity offer is an offer that people can get from multiple different competitors, and because of that, people make buying decisions based on price instead of value. Now, a grand slam offer, on the other hand, is an offer that people can't get anywhere else, has an insane price to value discrepancy, has minimal risk to buy because of the guarantee, and premium pricing that allows you to make more profit than your competition. Like my offer in my agency was a grand slam offer because it ticked all those boxes. People couldn't find an offer like it anywhere else. It provided significantly more value than what I charged for it. It had minimal risk because of my guarantee, and it had premium pricing that allowed me to scale and grow. So you want to make sure that when you review the offer you created, you feel confident that it's in the grand slam bucket and not in the commodity bucket. And if you follow the lessons in this video in the book, you should be good to go. So that's the book summary for $100 million offers. And if you enjoyed this video and you love Alex Hormozi, you'll probably enjoy my next video that shares one lesson I learned from Alex that made me over $1 million in my agency. It's going to pop up somewhere on the screen right now, so go check it out and I'll see you there.